All right. Thank you for joining us today for the second of our vendor webinars. Today, we are going to be meeting Early Learning Ventures. We are excited to have Giovanni Romero here to join us today. Just a reminder, if you do have any questions as we go along, please feel free to throw those in the chat. We'll be sure to make sure that we get to all of those here at the end. And again, all of these webinars are going to be recorded and they will be shared here at the end of the month once we have all of them completed. So with that, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Giovanni Romero.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to start. So I'm going to share my screen here with everyone so you guys could see. And then I'm just kind of going to go over core. I'm going to go over the online enrollment, communication, financing and billing, and all the other stuff. Just go a little more in depth. So hopefully you guys can see my screen here. This right here is core. This is going to be your homepage when you first come in. Core right here, it's going to show you what's going on throughout the day. It's going to tell you your staff to child ratio for the day. It's going to tell you your current attendance that you have going on. And then as well as it's going to give you these notifications on the side here, like I have. It's going to notify you if any certain children's medical expirations are coming up, as well as any immunizations that are coming due, as well as any staff stuff you guys upload to our system. It will also track all of that stuff for you. We understand that you guys have certain staff trainings you guys have to complete each year. So if you guys upload all of that stuff here into our system, it will track that stuff for you as well. So I'm going to hop over to our online enrollment. So our online enrollment, we've tried to make it as simple as possible for you guys. We created a template here for you guys already. The template here is you can attach your parent handbook to it. And then as well as you can attach up to 10 items that are specific to your home or site. We created a body for you here. It's very generic. It's just saying like, hey, we're going to be using the System Alliance for. This is where you're going to be getting the security code as well as any other information you need to log into court. This is very generic. You could change it up so it could sound a little more like you. We just have something very generic made for you, as well as we have a footer, as well as the subject line and all of that stuff created for you. Once all of this looks good and ready to go to send out to the parents, the next step is just doing an invitation. So an invitation, we just go to invitation and then we do add. And then we copy and paste all of the parents' emails so you can send out that online enrollment invitation to the parents so they can start filling out the child's application and information that you need from them. And then the last kind of steps is the approval process. So once those parents start filling out those online enrollments and you start getting those back, you'll start getting the status process on them. In process just means that the parent is still working on the online enrollment. Approved is you guys approved that out. Waitlist, if you can't take in the child for whatever at this moment, you can waitlist its application. And pending approval is just making sure you go over everything, that the parent filled out everything correctly. So making sure that they filled out all the parent information, making sure that they put in all the emergency contacts and authorized pickups, and then just double checking that all the child's primary information on that is in there, as well as any medical information, any allergies or any medical conditions as well. We do have this authorization checklist as well. So if you guys, you guys want to the parents want to authorize what they allow and don't allow, they can authorize that as here as well. And then the last final step here is just the final process with just you be approving it out. So if everything looks good, you just approve it. If you need the parent to go back and fix anything, you put it back in process. If for whatever reason you can't take the child at the moment and you have to reject the online enrollment, you can do that as well. And if you have to waitlist it for whatever reason, you just don't have enough room at the moment, you can also waitlist it as well. If you guys do ever need this in a paper format, it does create a PDF for you. And it creates this PDF form right here. And then it shows the time and date that the parent did it, as well as their e-signature up here. And then that yes, that they agree to your parent handbook. So for whatever reason, if you guys do ever need this in a paper format, for whatever reason, you guys can print it out. We do also understand you guys might have some parents or guardians that are not super tech savvy and that might need help with doing the online enrollment. So you guys can manually do it there with them. So we just go to the parent children app tab, sorry. And then we click on children. And then we click on add here. And then this right here, that whole online enrollment I just walked you guys through, you could do it manually there with the parent or guardian, whoever needs that help. So just to let you guys know, you do have that option to do it manually there with the parent or guardian if they do need help filling it out or they're just not super tech savvy. So then the next thing I'm gonna hop over to here, guys, is our billing. We understand everyone does invoicing and billing differently, but we are set up to do billing weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. We can do checks, credit cards, debit cards, ACH. Um, and then we do also have the extended hours auto billing. So we highly recommend you guys have that turned on. That's just pretty much the late fee charge. If the parent comes late, if that late fee will be applied to their invoice. So we highly recommend you guys have that feature turned on if you do decide to move forward with us. And then you can also put the grace period you want to give parents. So if you want to give them a 5-10 minute grace period before that late fee gets applied automatically to their invoice, you do have the option to put the grace period you want to give them. When it comes to creating the recurring charges and the one-time charges, you can simplify this as much as you want, or you can make it as complicated as you want. We understand each center, each home, you guys like to do it differently. So for example, here I have my recurring charge for my full-time children that come 5 days a week. I also have some that just come before and after school, from some of them that just do part-time. It's up to you. You guys could, like I said, you can make this as simple or as complicated as you like. Like we said, we understand everyone does it differently. And then the billing ledger, the invoice, what the parent sees. So I'm going to click on my balance here of 1,788. So this is what the parent will see. This down here is the history of the payments that the parents have made. And then also, if they do ever pay you in any other format, we do understand that sometimes you guys take Zelle, Venmo, Apple Pay. You guys do have that option to put it in the invoicing here as well. You would just have to manually put that the payment was made. Let's say they paid you with Venmo or Zelle. You would just have to put the payment was made with Zelle, and then the total amount that they paid you with Zelle. And then you just select the child, and then you save it, and then the parent gets a receipt that they paid that, as well as it goes down here on their history that they made a recurring charge or a payment. Then the next thing I'm going to hop over to is our communication piece. So we kind of have four ways of communicating with the parents. We have our kiosk messaging. So kiosk messaging is pretty cool and unique thing we have. So for our kiosk messaging, I'm gonna head over here to show you guys how that looks. Oops, wrong one. So you can have a message pop up if it lets me. There we go. You can have a message pop up here on the kiosk message. So for example, let's say next Friday, you guys are going to be closed for whatever reason, and you need parents to understand that you're going to be closed. You can have a message pop up here on the kiosk saying that, hey, do you acknowledge that we will be closed next Friday? And before they could check in their child, they have to acknowledge that they read the message, and then they can check in the child. So that's one way of communicating with the parents is we have the kiosk messaging. The other forms of communication we have with the parents are through email and text. So if you send out an email to the parents, they'll get it through email. If you need to send out a mass text message to parents, you can also do that as well as our communication part. We do understand that sometimes weather in the morning can be really bad and you guys have to close and send out a mass text message. So you also have that option as well. And then our other form of communication as well would be through our apps. So for our apps, we have you could do daily communication and you can get live communication with our apps. We understand that sometimes some parents want that live communication throughout the day. So if you have the apps and the parents have the apps, you could give them that daily communication. For example, if one of the parents just wants to know when you feed them a bottle, on the app, you could put, let's say at 10:15 you gave the bottle to Charlie. And then the parent will also get that live communication that you gave the Charlie the bottle at 10:15. And then for the child attendance, we also have, sorry, Child attendance. So today's activities, that will tell you how many children you have checked in that day throughout the whole day. It will also tell you how many children you have absent. And then it will also tell you the children's birthdays that are coming up the next days and 30 in the next 30 days, as well as any staff birthdays coming up. Just something so you guys could keep track of which kids' birthdays are coming up. And then also, if you ever just need to pull any reports on attendance and stuff like that, our system, you can also pull reports on that as well. You can also pull reports for invoicing, billing, licensing, and you can also pull some food program stuff as well if you guys ever need any of those kind of reports. But overall, that's kind of my spiel there, Patrick. If there's any other questions or concerns that any providers have, that I'll be more than happy to answer.
No, thank you for that overview. Do we have any questions? Again, feel free to come off mute or throw those in the chat if you would like. All right, it doesn't look like we have any questions. So I guess, oh, we just got one. So the question is, can you bulk upload a roster from ProCare?
So unfortunately, right now, we don't have any way to transfer like all other data from one system to our system. So it would be no, we wouldn't be able to do that.
All right. Any other questions? Credit cards. Are you able to accept credit card payments?
Yes, yes, we are.
All right, perfect. And then that is one of those recurring methods that you can select, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Uh, is it service fees for credit cards? I believe ours is 1.5. Give me one sec. I have that information. Yeah, one and between 1.5 and 3%.
All right. It seems like every time I give up on questions, a new one
Right.
pops up. So I'm just going to keep doing that so they keep coming. Any other questions for Giovanni and Early Learning Ventures while we have them here? And again, if you do have any questions at any point in time, Giovanni, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
I will put my email in the chat
Beautiful.
there for you guys. So best way to reach me is gromero earlylearningventures.org, but I will put that information down there for you guys. So if any questions or concerns pop up, please feel free to communicate with me and we'll be more than happy to answer.
Perfect. And we just had another one come in because again, as
Oh,
soon as I give up, they keep coming and I love this. I figured out the pattern. So are they able to pass the fees on to the families? And can you do a QuickBooks upload from your billing?
so our system integrates with QuickBooks. So if they do
Mhm.
use QuickBooks, our system is integrated with QuickBooks. And then to pass the fee onto the family, yes, you can also do that as well.
All right. I'm going to try and be a little more patient this time.
No, you're fine.
All right. Well, if there are no other questions, just want to highlight again, if you have any needs for questions or support around this initiative, feel free to reach out to Spark Learning Lab. You can call us at 1-800-299-1627 or you can email us at businesssupport@indianaspark.com. Again, if you have any specific questions around Alliance Core powered by Early Learning Ventures, Giovanni put his email in the chat, and you are more than welcome to reach out to him. But if there are no more questions, we thank everyone for joining us today, and we hope you get to enjoy the rest of your day.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.